Hey, welcome to Ride Along Live. Welcome. How you guys doing? You know, I feel I feel like you guys miss me though. I feel like you guys miss me from sitting from here because for the past 3 days, you guys have been watching Ride Along Live from the vehicle. You know, we went back a little bit, jolted you guys back a little bit. Yeah, we kind of had to. You know, I mean, it's always good to reflect a little bit back on those glory days when we used to be sitting in the car, you know, and I'm gradually thinking about going back in the car again. But I'm happy to be back inside the studio. We were doing some needed construction inside studio, hence the reason why you guys, for the past 2 days, that's what you were seeing. Nevertheless, we are back. Yes. Yes, we are back. And we welcome you guys. As you come in, go ahead and share the thing, and say, I share. Gosh, today we have a program for you. We have a program lined up for you. My brother Kem Jones is here. Yes. And we have a conversation, guys. Listen. Today's conversation is not only me and Kem, right? We want to engage the global audience, the global community. So, from the beginning, we're going to put the numbers up so you guys could call in, because today we're going to have a global reaction to the first sitting of Parliament that was today. Interesting, very, very interesting. For those of you who watched it, I'm sure you have an opinion on it. You want to hear it. Your opportunity to share. Yes. Wait, all you don't believe we have Kem? Got the man right there. Got Kem right there. Kem right there. The man there, how you mean? So it will be our opinionated program today, guys. Very opinionated, because when my brother Kem is on, you know the man is speaking mind. But let me say, guys, before we go any further, let me say this. That, you know, we always try to keep this platform as fair and as balanced as possible, right? So every time that we invite or we have one of these reactions, I've always attempted, our producers, our staff have always attempted to get the other side reaction to it, right? But sad, every time it's just difficult sometimes, right? It's just difficult sometimes. We'll make the call and we would not get a return call. And we understand people's schedule are busy, but listen, we want to get an even balanced conversation on this topic. So we're still open, you know, because the phone line is going to be open if anyone have a contrasting view on what we're speaking about. We encourage you, we invite you, we plead that you call in and express those thoughts, because let me tell you something, we need every single angle on this discussion right here. Okay? All right? And oftentimes, sometimes I reach out to people and they go and they do live about me, they do meme about me, I'm begging them to come on the program. It's just about so we could have an even conversation. I stop beg people to come on this day. I stop beg people. If they want to come, you come, let us talk. If you don't want to come, what can I do? All right, but at least we try. And I tell you guys, we try every time. Every time. So we try. So let's bring on my brother, Cam Jones, the very controversial, often very controversial media personality extraordinaire. Cam, how you doing, my brother?
I am super fine, George. It's always a pleasure for me to be on this very popular platform to reach not only those in the diaspora, but a global audience, because you have people here in Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. And if you permit me, maybe I can say PT Martinique, Carriacou, and Grenada, who are actually tuned in and following this program because they look forward for information.
Yes.
You have established that level of credential in the world of media to have a balanced platform, because I know you seek out those on the other side to come in and give a different perspective if they want to. But once Cam Jones is there, I know they tend to let me not say more, but I'm always happy to be here.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Cam Jones, and I appreciate that. And I'm going to continue to extend the invite, even throughout the duration of the program. If anyone have a view on this that might differ or add to the conversation, there is no monopoly on good ideas here on the platform. We want an even kill of information. So feel free, guys, to call in. Don't feel intimidated to call in. You could call in. It's an open platform. The number is 718-701-5720 as we do this reaction here. So, Cam, let's get right into it, my brother. This first sitting here of this parliament today, your first reaction from the top. What's your thoughts?
Well, what I can tell you, someone was missing. And by now, the whole of Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique know who was missing.
Right. As far as I saw, Kim, and I know who you'll learn to, as far as I saw, there was a lot of people missing. One, there was missing people, like in the audience. Compared to the ceremonial opening, there was a lot of people in the audience there. Today, we just had just a few people sitting around. And the Prime Minister even brought it to the attention that, he should try to invite schools and other individuals to come in to see and be a part of this parliament. So the audience was missing as well in large numbers.
Right, but I want to be very specific. The former Prime Minister was missing. And people are wondering why. So I want to start by explaining why.
Right.
This is important. A lot of people on social media wondering what's going down, why he was not there. I'm not his public relations officer, but Dr. Mitchell had to appear before the court today. If you don't know, let me tell you. His lawyer, Ramesh Maharaj, appeared before the court with him today in a matter against Patrick Simmons. Patrick Simmons dragged him before the court for something he said, and it's alleged on Patrick Simmons' side that he slandered him. As a result, he couldn't make it to the court, to the parliament today because he had to answer the charges laid against him. In other words, he's a normal citizen now. He's no longer prime minister. He cannot duck, barb, or weave anymore. He has to appear before a judge or a magistrate as a normal citizen, or else bench warrant would be issued for him. So I thought I should make that abundantly clear to those who are wondering why he was not there today. And maybe he could come with another reason, but that was one of the main reasons why he was not there today. In fact, when I saw that, I attempted to call my good friend Patrick Simmons, and I did speak to him today to so confirm the reason for him not being there. But the mere fact that he had to take Lawrence Maharaj from Trinidad to appear on his behalf, it speaks volumes as to his nature, or the nature of the such matter, It seems as though he's in deep waters, and we hope he can swim. But nevertheless, I want to get
and to confirm that, because I did see that circulating on social media.
Right.
Dr. Kit Mitchell was forced today to sit in Parliament because of a lawsuit that was slapped against him from the former NDC Sports Minister, Mr. Patrick Simmons. We too also reached out to Patrick Simmons to confirm that he could confirm to us that yes, the former Prime Minister was in fact in court. It was a Zoom court hearing. And he was, in fact, represented by Ramesh Maharaj from Trinidad and Tobago on this particular case. So, yes, that's the reason that was given to us by Patrick Simmons as well.
Yeah, well, George, I have a history of being very factual when I speak. Yes. I don't get stuff, and that is why I'm still here.
Yes.
But anyways, today, I must say, the Prime Minister, and I want to repeat, the Prime Minister, our beloved Prime Minister, stood above the fray. He explained with clarity what the appropriation was for. He also refrained from getting into dogma, getting into the mud, and playing with pigs. He was somewhat different and totally different from what we are accustomed to. So while in the audience at that particular location, you did not see 1 million people or 1,000 people. But I can tell you, people across Grenada and in the diaspora, they were glued to their phones, the television, the radios. In other words, people were following what was taking place at the Parliament today. There was a buzz. There was an interest. Not only that, I'm saying to you, our Prime Minister was skillful enough so as to keep the conversation at a level that we all can appreciate. It was not business as usual. It was not melee. It was not Mogalang. It was not Bacchanal. It was not old talk. What we got was transparency. This is what we wanted for. Because if we don't, this is what would happen. In other words, it is customary that governments go before the Parliament to get an appropriation, in other words, it's money. It's a money bill. Yeah. It's asking the Parliament to give me the go-ahead to get some money to keep the government running between now and the end of the year. So it's kind of normal. But just the tone, just the modesty, just the intelligence, just the level of professionalism, the way he came across, Deacon Mitchell stood above a lot of people. Not meaning the candidates who became members of Parliament and, who became minister of this and minister of that, but the expectation. People expected the deacon to be where he was today, not go below the level of the belt. And I am very impressed with his delivery. I am very impressed also with the other members of Parliament. But here it is. I ask myself when listening to the Honorable Clarice Modeste, I think she no longer Cohen or Modeste, one of the two. The Honorable Clarice Modeste Cohen, one of the two, I think she dropped it. But anyways, I ask myself, but they were there for 10 years. She came across as though she was just elected, she's fresh, she's new, and she was speaking about the roads and the western side and how she had to navigate and it was challenging. And yes, she had a driver, but no, this is what she did this month. It was somewhat baffling to me as a layperson, a citizen of the country, while I'm knowledgeable of the fact that the NNP was there for a long time, but kind of thinking in that spectrum, in that realm, as just a layperson, normal citizen, and I say, wait, but they just come. Were they just elected and she's fresh, she's new, she's 20-something years, and what the honorable minister, former minister was there for what? How many terms? 3, 4? How many terms? A lot of times, huh?
I want to play back a clip I call it the shots fired moment, because there was a point of this back and, well, it wasn't really a back and forth. It was a motion that was put on, and it was, she sort of stood up to sort of clarify her position on it. I want to play that back. Also, for clarification purposes, Kim, I want to also say that there were other members missing as well. The Minister of Education was missing as well. Not education, sorry. The Minister of Health was missing as well. He was.
Well, we know why. The Minister of Education, Health,
yes.
He's attending what? Is it the POW event?
Okay.
Some big event.
Right.
So it's not a matter of, you know, but anyways.
Yeah, just for clarification purposes, there were also other members that was missing. Okay, so let me play back that clip. This is what I call the shot fired moment in the debate today. Check it out.
I also want to express my support for the Prime Minister for the supplementary that was actually presented to us today. And the fact that my ministry appears to be one of the best as the lion's share in this appropriation. I think it is the President would like to manifest some of the issues that were raised by for surplus and max. I begin by saying that more than likely all of the groups that are presented here for additional resources to be provided for started prior to the election or during the administration, from administration, sorry. And therefore, we are not here about we want to list for those protections on behalf.
All right. I was told that the audio was somehow bad in that clip, so I stopped it. Let me also make a correction, Kim. I said Laco was missing earlier. Laco is a senator, so he is not MP. So he was not actually supposed to be there. So let me make that correction. Laco is a senator. He's not an MP.
In fact, so I should have corrected you there,
yes,
but
yes,
in reflection.
Yes,
but you know, those
I apologize. I know that it was mentioned, but he's in fact not even supposed to be there because he's not an MP.
Yeah, he was not elected.
Right, he was not elected. So the audience bad on that clip. So let's. You hear me, Kim?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Everybody except Dr. Mitchell was not there.
Right. Okay. Yes. With audience bad on this clip, I'll try to fix it. But in the meantime, let's sum up what happened there. Cornwall stood up and first it was Clarice Moles-Cowan who stood up and spoke about the roads and infrastructure, and she was speaking as if what Cornwall said, like if she didn't know about it all this time, and she stood up to clarify. Give us your understanding as to what happened there, the back and forth between that engagement.
You see, we as Grenadians who have been around during the NNP time will state very clearly that they have been there, they know about the Molineux problem. They know people have to go all the way up to Mount Morris and, navigate their way to go up on the west. Yes, we can admit they started the process. So the mere fact that you started the process to get this thing resolved. The NDC is there now, and they are trying their utmost to see if this thing can start as quickly as possible. In fact, the Honorable Andy Williams made it very clear that very soon this thing will start. I don't know if they started already, but very soon at the time of the interview, because they want this thing to be resolved, because we know the challenges, the hardships, and so on. But Clarice Modeste, the Honorable Clarice Modeste, came across as though she's new to this. She doesn't know. And she wants the government of Grenada now to just fix it, get it done, right? Not only that, she speaks about the condition of even the roads that she has to navigate. Mm-hmm. Come on. We must give the government of the day commendation, applause for fixing the road differently. Junior, I don't know if you have been here in recent times, but the asphalt paving is no longer the patch. They're doing a 50 feet, 100 feet of asphalt, right? Or if they're doing a piece of concrete, it's, they're not a proper thing. It will take some time maybe to complete the entire thing. But I think the impression people got, and from social media and from, speaking to people today, is that she's new to this. She just come around. This just occurred under the NDC, and they need to get it fixed. And they're taking too long, that kind of impression. So Cornwall was right to say, but wait, come on. You know about this thing. We inherited this.
Right.
Give us the support and give us time so we can get it fixed.
Right. I think we fixed that clip now. So let me see if I could facilitate that clip right now. This is the response.
Yeah. Junior, it's not better. Junior, it's not better.
Yeah.
It's not better.
It's not better, right?
No,
All
it's
right.
not.
So we having some issue with the audio.
It's
And
not better. It's
I'm not
definitely
sure why.
not better.
Yeah, I'm not sure why we're not hearing it, but we're having some issue with the audio. So go ahead, Kim.
Yeah,
And explain it.
so I am saying, you see, Junior, sometimes it's good to give the new government time to do things, because people's interpretation of the way she came across was as though, the kind of Emlyn Pear moment. I was about to say the Faith moment, but I know that is not a correct name. But it's like the Emlyn Pear moment where you there, Junior?
Yeah, I'm here. Go ahead, Kim.
Where she came out just after the election and say, we want this now, we want that now, and that must happen now, and they promised that, and So it came across like that in the parliament to people. Mind you, folks, Emlyn Pear's name is not Faith Pear. So I want to make that very clear. Her name is Emlyn Pear. So if you believe I was actually calling her Faith Pear, you misinterpreted. Her name is Emlyn Pear, not Faith Pear. Right? That's correction here. That's very important.
Yeah, and I have to I agree with you that is not her name. So
yeah, her name is Emlyn Pear.
Emlyn Pear, yes.
Yeah, okay. Right. So that's a beautiful thing about radio, and talk radio and so on, right? Just making sure that it's clear. I am simply saying, George, that is how it came across, as though fix it now, we want it now. That situation in Molyneux, but George, we heard Andy, for example, we heard the government saying we understand very clearly what's taking place there, and we will fix it.
Right.
So we have started the process, but now we're saying to you in 2 weeks, 3 weeks' time, you will see more work being done.
But Kim, this is the contradiction, and I don't know if you could clarify this for me. The former government is saying that everything was in place for this St. Lucia company to come in and start the project. From what we're hearing from implementation, and is that everything was not in place. Why there's such a vast contradiction as to if everything was in place or not in place? It's either that it was in place or it was not in place.
But Junior, by now you know how the NNP operates. Coming close to the election, they did nearly everything. Set up billboards where there was nobody walking, nobody doing anything. But it says, walk in X, Y, and Z place started. We know of lunch, sod turning ceremony. It was just around the election time. Let's face it. They wanted votes. They wanted people to fall on their side. And they did everything in their power to fool the people. But little do they know, or knew at the time, the Grenadian people were somewhat more in tune with current affairs. And not only that, they learned the tricks of the NNP. The NNP is accustomed to that kind of Mickey Mouse, the games and the trickery and the mamagism and papi show and Mawet. So it's not new. We know that they started a lot of things just before the election to catch the electorate. These things are not genuine. They never, hear this. All you need to do is to just go in Molyneux, and look at the magnitude of this particular project. You don't need to be a scholar or a rocket scientist. This thing can't happen overnight. Come on. You look at, there's a house, this massive structure that I don't know if you're leaning in this side or that side. You just go from, in fact, you can go from the sea, and Junior, you're very good with drones. You can fly a drone over that area and you will see that this thing would not happen overnight. Like, just come and just grade and pave. They have to do a lot of studies. And we must admit, studies were done.
Right.
Studies were done, and they're at the phase where the actual work in that area must commence and will commence. So to come and say, well, we had everything in the pipeline, and now is the time for them to start the thing, they delaying the thing. No. In fact, there is no animosity, no issue between the company, the St. Lucian company, and the government of Grenada. So far, we have not heard a thing from nearly all the projects, nearly all the ongoing projects or projects to be started from companies between them and the government of Grenada. It has been very smooth, except the issue of faith. This company, this ghost company, where a number of people have been asking for money, and I have been saying, but wait, you asking for the money for July and August to sanitize hands, and I don't want to deviate, but did you work for July and August because schools were closed? Were you actually sanitizing your hands?
I know your hands scratching.
But I'm saying that to say, Junior, that's the only company, maybe a quote-unquote ghost company, where you have issues, but nearly everything else is running smoothly.
Right. Implementation is saying that there was some issues with lands, acquisitioning lands within that area there that was not fully taken care of by the former administration. They're saying that lands around the area was not obtained by the former administration. So the implementation have to go in now and finalize that. Hence the reason why the project has been delayed probably once or so, twice or so. And a time is set, but the time was spent acquisitioning and getting those lands together. That was implementation had explained to us. I think it was also brought up here today as well. Are you hearing that?
No, well, Junior, the NDC is a different party and government compared to the NNP. They're not the party who will go and mash down Dorset Charles' property, and for 20-something years, the man ain't get a cent, and he grieve and he die. May his soul rest in peace. I want to go to that funeral because I believe he was a decent individual, a decent soul. But I'm saying the NDC is not that party. The NDC will do things properly, in the right way. So if you have people who have lands in the area, yes, their house might lean so or lean so, the lands belongs to them. Even if it drag and go in the sea, it's still theirs. So what you need to do is to make sure that you acquire, you promptly compensate, or you replace, or you relocate. Once they're satisfied, then you move from that direction. Because government could acquire. Because this really is in the public interest, right? To make sure that you get the property to build a road for, access and so on. So I am simply saying it is clear-cut, Junior, that what we are hearing is just a government trying to do the thing right. Right? And I don't see any problem with that. Make sure the thing is done right.
Right.
Because ultimately, you don't want to be dragged to the court for something that you did illegal. It's a different administration. It's not a Vike thing, right? They would not just say, well, Jemma Bain Thomas, go home. I don't want to work with you. Or William Thompson, come here. I ain't feel comfortable around you. Go home. And then you drag the government to court, and then they have to pay millions of dollars. You don't want that. So they're doing the thing right. They're taking the time and do it right. And look, I applaud them.
Yeah.
I applaud them.
Guys, we want to get your view on this. So we open up the phone line, 718-701-5720. We're talking here to Brother Kim on his reaction to what he saw today. But we know that there are varying reactions from around the world. So we're giving you guys an opportunity to conversate with us, and let's have this discussion, a global discussion. Now, I think I fixed that audio. I'm not sure, but let me try this one with Delma. This is MP Delma. And she's speaking there, and we're gonna talk about it on the other side. Let's see if we can get this one to work now, guys. Hopefully it works fine. Let's go.
This honorable house, to express my deepest gratitude to the constituency of St. Andrew Northwest for electing me a third Mr. Speaker, I do not take this lightly. At a period when there's 11% stake against the party I represent, I stand tall as the member of the constituency of St. Andrew Northwest, a historic event, Mr. Speaker, because no other representative was elected 3 consecutive times. My brother Amin Walker has been elected twice, last once, then the next constituency came back and maybe once, twice again, but never 3 consecutive times. And for that I am grateful, for that I appreciate, for that the trust of the people of St. Andrew Northwest. When I stand here today to say, Mr. Speaker, when I got involved in representational politics 12 years ago, I ran in 2008, lost, went to work in St. George's University, and decided that I wanted to serve the people of St. Andrew Northwest and by extension Grenada. It was never service to myself and my family. It was never a decision to enrich myself and to enrich my family. And I stand here in this honorable house, Mr. Speaker, with my character intact. But never service to myself and my family. It was never a decision to enrich myself and to enrich my family. And I stand here and always strive to serve the people of St. Andrew Northwest despite the political affiliation. I've strived to work with all people despite the religious and other beliefs. And so, Mr. Speaker, it was never a time when I thought that it was a time to enrich my bank account or to form any form of other means of income from government. I've never.
Hi guys, we understand that the audio was sort of low. I don't know why the system is not picking up the audio properly. But Kim, let's talk about this and her presentation in Parliament today. What's your take? Hold on, Kim, is your audio on? I think you muted yourself.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Are you hearing me now? Sorry for that.
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Yes. Sometimes conscience could appear bigger than the individual. Sometimes our conscience could get to control what is happening. In other words, this woman was actually the Honorable Delma Thomas, the former minister, was actually speaking, but her conscience was playing on her. I don't know if she was throwing talk for Miss Faith. I don't know. And look, we all know, Grenadians know that the former administration was not as they claim they were. And hence the reason, the whole conversation of ghost companies. So while we are keen on finding out about Faith, this organization, we must also look at some of the security companies in which certain good friends of certain individual was actually running the show. Certain companies that dealt with garbage collection. So sometimes we have to think before we even start expatiating.
But do we have any evidence of her or any wrongdoing by Delma Thomas?
No. I am not accusing any individual of wrongdoing, you know. I am saying sometimes the conscience of individuals tend to take over, tend to spit out certain things. And I'm saying further, we know that the former administration is guilty of certain things. And we must also reflect on this security company in the name of an individual who is very close to a certain individual. And we must also reflect on another company that collects garbage and so on, who fronting for one, but in the name of another individual. I'm not accusing anyone of anything. This said individual is saying she's not guilty of any corruption whatsoever. Okay, madam. But I am saying conscience is greater sometimes than just that individual expatiating, talking, saying certain things. I'm not accusing her of anything. No. I'm not. But the Grenadian people are sensible enough to know that not everyone who come in the marketplace and say, hello, I have pork, I have lamb, or I have goat meat, it means that person has some animal husbandry business going on, and that they rearing these things and they selling it. Sometimes you gotta just decipher, right? I might be speaking in parables, right? But I'm simply saying, here we are. We're at a point where a politician is clearing her name, saying she's not guilty of any corrupt practices. She's clean, squeaky clean. But then when she look on the other side, and on the other side, we've seen certain individuals, excuse me, who there's a big question mark over and a big question mark over. What then do you conclude? Right? So it boggles the mind. It has me, in fact, it has me coughing, right?
While you take that cough, let me also remind our viewers, guys, we want you guys to be a part of this conversation. I want to know what you guys' thoughts on the sitting of Parliament today, right? Give us your honest reaction, what your thoughts, how you felt about it, what was the highlights for you, what was some of the dim lights for you, what are some of the moments for you? Because I had some of the moments that I'm going to speak about as well, which I thought was good, right? Which I thought that was very nation building and, taking Grenada to a new level. I have some key points I want to outline, but I want to get your points of views. Not only me and Kem. You hear me and Kem talking all the time. I want to hear from you. 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. Call in right now on the WhatsApp, or you could call straight. But if you're calling from Grenada or anywhere else around the Caribbean, it's better if you call on the WhatsApp because you don't have to pay no bill. Otherwise, you'll get charged. All right.
Junior, I am saying, and I'm making a clarion call to the National Democratic Congress, this current administration. You as a minister don't have to investigate. But I want to urge them, hire a private prosecutor, someone with experience in that field, with a track record of successes, and put together a team of competent investigators to commence the investigations, because the Grenadian people, home and abroad, they are awaiting the said.
That's a kind of way I want to go with this conversation, Kem. Remember the previous NDC administration, Tillman Thomas, when they came into power, they was highlighting that they would have done some investigation about the briefcase saga. A lot of people said that they probably spent so much time of the administration dealing with that they never really got a lot of the agenda items forward. Do you think if NDC takes its time to go through all its possible investigation, probably it's legitimate investigation, they may not be able to achieve their agenda of transformation or the transformation agenda? Don't answer yet, Kem. I have a caller on the line. Let's take this caller. Caller, live, where you calling us from? Caller, get cold feet and they hang up. Kem, so it's back to you. What do you think?
Right. I am saying again, Junior, ministers of government must never get themselves into this investigative mode.
Right.
You have trained investigators, law enforcement, qualified people who can do the investigation or investigations. So what you need to do, you don't need to take anybody from the investigative unit or anything of that sort, prosecution department. No. Hire a private seasoned prosecutor who has a track record, who has a history of success.
Yeah.
Who knows what to look for and how to bring people to that place where they're guilty of something, right? You investigate and you get to the bottom of the thing. Hire a person of that sort with a team of 5 or 6 or 10. Let them do the work. Because, look, we do not want to return to that place where the government, right, will focus on this and not fulfill what they said they will fulfill.
Yes.
But we also do not want the people who were there rape the state of the scarce resources and laughing gigi to the bank and living high and mighty still. What we are saying, we want to see thorough investigation. And it is not investigation of spite and you're going after somebody, some witch hunting. No.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you can't tell me, George, 3 years from today, 4 years from today, the cell phone gate matter will still be talked about as cell phone gate matter.
Right.
It has to be at a stage where we know that Sheldon Scott, who was on the NNP Haddock program, employed with the New National Party for almost 3 years, but still was using a cell phone assigned to government, meaning the number, and he racked up within 3 months a bill of approximately $70,000. He came forward and he admitted to wrongdoing and having used that said number for almost 3 years. We want to know how much money the government of Grenada, and in fact, the government of Grenada paid all those bills. How much money did the government of Grenada pay for Sheldon Scott, who was employed with the New National Party for almost 3 years? We want to know.
Kem, stick up in there. Stick up in, Kem. Stick up in. Call on the line. Caller, go right ahead. You're live.
Yeah, Junior, I want to agree with everybody.
One second. Hold on, caller. Let me get the caller up here. Guys, in the meantime, the number that you call 718-701-5720. We're having this reaction to what we saw today. Let me sort out this phone lines. Should be going through fine. All right, let's try this caller again. Caller, are you there?
Yes, Junior, I'm here.
Okay, something is wrong with the line now.
Hello?
Kem, but you know how the thing does go sometimes.
I'm here.
Sometimes. Hold on. Hold on. I didn't mean to cut you, but let's say I got to take this caller the old-fashioned way. Caller, go right ahead. I'll have to put the phone to the microphone. Go ahead.
All right, Junior. So I'm very impressed with the parliament today, and I agree, Kem.
Go ahead. Hello. Now he's listening to us on the phone.
Okay.
Caller, listen to me. Hold on. Hold on. Before you go further. Caller, listen to me before you go further.
And I must agree, Kim, that we need to investigate a lot of stuff that has been going on for years with the Keith Mitchell administration. There's a lot of corruption that we need to investigate privately.
Okay, cool. All right. Thank you so much. So what he's doing, Kem, he's speaking and then he's listening on the TV to hear himself to continue to speak. But when you call, guys, just have a phone conversation with us, all right? You don't need to listen on your television set. Just have a phone conversation with us. Kem, go right ahead. You were saying.
Yeah. No, I was saying to you, Junior, and I made it very clear. It is important that the NDC understands that there are people, and in fact, I want to make a very bold pronouncement, that the majority of people who voted, they voted for change, and they don't want to see the same people who robbed the state, in my belief, return at the helm of governance in the country. So what needs to happen? You need to have a prosecutor in place, independent, and a team in place to investigate those matters. So while we understand, as a politician, you want to concentrate on the agenda and your transformation, this and your transformation, that's great. But we are not going to sit back and let these people walk free. So in other words, we need to see the government investigate cell phone gate as an example where we can reach to that place where the Grenadian people can reach to that place where they know how much money in total the government of Grenada paid for Sheldon Scott as an example. He was a mouthpiece of the NNP for the last how many years? Well, cell phone gate, knock him out. But I'm saying this to say to you, in 1 month, my good friend George Jr., Sheldon Scott racked up a bill of $22,840 and 87 cents in 1 month. I don't know what he was watching. I was not there in the night. In 1 month, that's 1 month bill. 1 month, and the date is here. So the facts are there. The evidence is there of the 3 months of bills that the government can easily look at and so investigate, start the investigation to tell the Grenadian public how much money Sheldon Scott cost the government of Grenada while he was employed with the New National Party.
Right.
That is what we want to know, you know.
Here's another thing. In
Sheldon Scott's phone bill in another month, Junior, was $20,183.20. And then we could go to the other month. I'm saying, yeah, if Sheldon think he go stop me from talking here tonight, he's joking. Right?
I tell you need to drink some water already. You know?
Don't worry about that.
And when you finish here, you have to go on your show and then you have to do a lot of talking about it too.
Yeah, don't worry. Jokey making. He can't, that Trinity thing can't work today. Anyways, I'm saying that to say to you, all they need to do is to get an independent team of people and let them do the investigation and let them do the prosecuting. Let them do what they're supposed to do. Don't tell me that you're a government and you believe you're a minister and you have to investigate. Go ahead, let the team do what they got to do. And when you come to speak to us, you come with concrete evidence and good findings. So they will be able to come forward with that particular, and that's an easy investigation, huh? Because remember the agent or the telecommunication company they were dealing with, Digicel, all they need to do is to write to Digicel because they're a government requesting, and in fact, they don't need to write because the bills were coming to government. So they can easily source those bills from the government coffers, meaning the government archive or whatever,
right?
Find out how much money they paid. Because remember, the Ministry of Finance paid the money every month. Right. I could actually tell you, Junior, the check account and the actual, let me just give you that, because it's important for the people to understand where I am coming from, right? The check, the invoice, right? Account number 13100255133.
Let's put it like this. I know you have all the files.
No, but it's important to give the people the information, you know, because see, when you speak on program, some people believe that you're doing so, you know, out of malice. But I am concerned, I'm a taxpayer of this country, right? And I can actually tell you the actual check, the check number. I mean, I don't know if you're afraid, but I am not, because I'm giving you facts.
No, I want to go back to the appropriation bill when we can.
That, you ask a question, I was providing you the answer because I want people to get substance and not hype. But go ahead.
No, well, finish what you were saying, but I want to go back to the appropriation bill.
You cut and go through, man. Cut and go through. I'm here.
All right, brother Kim. Okay, so the prime minister spoke about the appropriation bill today. It was questioned by Clarice Modest-Curwen, former Minister Clarice Modest-Curwen. But when asked, everyone voted for it. So they didn't vote against it. There was no nay. It was the I have it. Were you surprised that at least some in the opposition side didn't come out against certain line items in the appropriation bill?
No. That's kind of normal. In fact, historically, both parties or opposition and government, they would support an appropriation bill. In fact, I cannot recall any time when there was some serious opposition to it. Yes, they would speak, they would debate, they would talk about certain things, but generally speaking, they know that is required to keep government going.
Right.
So I was not surprised. In fact, I was just scared when I heard Peter David with his utterances, because what I do know, not all skin teeth is considered to be green or laugh. So when they come forward and say, well, look, we want to support you. We believe in Grenada. We da-da-da-da-da. We're on your side and we want to see you succeed. Hello, Junior. My brother, have you ever played Shotney?
Shotney? Yeah, all the time.
You alone? Or with people?
Yeah, I've played Shotney with people, with a group of friends from the area out there.
All right, well, my grandfather used to play alone. And when the Shantimel Shotney and them coming down, even if you didn't see them, but you hear that the Shantimel Shotney and them in the area, you running under the cocoa. Right? He died at 89. May his soul rest in peace. I'm saying to you, it was kind of what he knew they come out with some kind of weapon, something sharpen. And if you are sharpening for yourself, you'll get caught up. You'll be in problems. But everybody in the village, they happy with them. They chanting and they singing and they think nice. But with all that, the clothes, they all the costume and all the nice colors and so on, they have a little knife or a filato or something there, some nail sharp with some wood or some kind of thing. And if you play, you'll get in trouble. You understand the point?
Yeah.
So I'm saying to you, so while these people come out and look at Peter David, look at this guy, and he smile and he bluff and you can't trust these people. You can't. In fact, I said to Peter, I said, Peter, you didn't know that NDC was going to win? A big bluff and a big laugh. When I listen to Peter Day today, brother, I'm concerned that this guy is swimming in an ocean with not even a straw to hang on to. I'm very concerned for Peter David, a good partner. I'm concerned for him because here you have a guy who doesn't want to give up power. He had to go to court today to fight something. And mind you, Junior, you know that he tried to drag me before the court a number of times. Huh? So to see him as an ordinary citizen going before the court, it makes me feel good. But nevertheless, I'm saying to the NDC, be very careful with Peter and the others trying to speak nice now. Don't trust them.
What about the notion of coming together? The Prime Minister said it. It was echoed by other MPs. Election is over. You cannot transform with half of the population. You cannot move forward when you are so divided. What about how do we get Grenada back where everybody is moving or trying at least to move within the same vein and the vein of transforming, fixing the problem, dealing with the issues for the betterment of everybody, locals, folks in the diaspora, everyone involved. Where do we start to fix this problem, Kim?
Well, Junior, I laugh. Are you saying to me that we can all come together to move Grenada forward? That's what you're actually saying to me, NNP, NDC, and everybody?
Well, the Prime Minister said that. The Prime Minister said that. He said that we cannot transform half of Grenada.
You're talking about Deacon?
Yes, Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell said it. He said we cannot transform half of Grenada.
All right.
It's about getting everyone. It's about getting everyone behind the idea of moving the country forward. And I support that.
Yes, look, I support that too. But here it is. The Honorable Deacon Mitchell, my beloved Prime Minister, is genuine. He wants to unite. He wants to bring people together. He wants to see Grenada moving forward where we all are on the same page.
Right.
But Junior, have you ever taken a hammer and go and get an iron stone and pong it to make sand? How long will you be ponging to reach to that place where you can actually get sand? To deal with the NNP, you have to understand that NNP is a mentality. That's the first thing you need to understand.
NNP is a mentality.
Mentality.
Uh-huh.
NNP is not just...
Explain that.
No, it's a mentality. Here it is.
Uh-huh.
Most of the folks who are in NNP and are up and front, they came from GLP. Either their mother, their grandmother, their father, or whatever.
Right.
And from that, they branch off into NNP. And they follow the same script. In other words, you have a lot of poor people who fall in line with the NNP and they keep them poor and they believe the only person who could do certain things is Keith and NNP. And, if Keith is not there, everything pauses. Nothing would continue. He's the man and he could turn everything, he could turn bread into wine, stone into bread and wine into, water into wine. He's the magic man. Or if he passes, they just have to put him in a glass, something, and he will still be the Prime Minister. So to get these people to understand that you have a new Prime Minister and a new team in government, it will take some time. Right? And the majority of these people are still bleeding from the bad cut skin that they got. The majority of supporters of the NNP. You could imagine that the NNP did all those bad things for the last 10 years, and I would not go into the details. But still, for all, 28,000 people still voted for the NNP. NNP's a mentality, brother. NNP could do any bad thing in this country, in Grenada, and their supporters will still follow them even over the precipice, over the cliff. So to say now that, boy, we want to unite, we want to come together, and they go come together, you're joking. Tillman Thomas, when he became prime minister, he was the nicest gentleman we have ever experienced. In fact, they call him Uncle Tilly. He said to public officers, he said to NNP, NDC, let's come together, let's build Grenada together. You know, we are not going to be a police over you. We're not going to control, you know, we're going to build in the institution, strengthen the institution. I mean, the guy was, look, brilliant.
Right.
What they did, they turned around and they stab him in the back. Right? In other words, not literally, right? But they stabbed the guy in the back. Figuratively speaking.
Well, that was members of his own party. That was members of his own party.
He was a soldier for Christ. They crucified him in the streets of St. George's, St. Patrick, St. Andrew, St. David, St. John, Carriacou, and all about. They crucified him. In fact, he lost all, even his seat, because he was nice. Let's unite. Let's come together. Let's NNP unite, come together. You joking, Keith Mitchell, NNP, Peter David, NNP. Hello. You have to understand these people. He sounds nice. In fact, I love it. He sounds really, really good.
Right.
But to them, hello.
Yeah. But Kim, we cannot go forward with big initiative like referendum with the majority that we have, that we're working with. We cannot go forward.
But they are not the majority.
Well, no, not the majority. But if you're looking at a referendum, say for instance, we wanted to make big changes and you have to go back to the people for a referendum. 67% of the electorate, right? That's not NNP, that's not NDC only. NDC can't carry that by themselves. They need to bring in NNP, and both the NNP and NDC have to work towards a common cause. Hence the reason why the last referendum failed.
No, that's not the reason why it failed.
One off, it became politicized.
Well, it failed because what was submitted to the electorate was crap, was rubbish.
Right.
Rubbish. The majority, how much bills, they were sham. They were not genuine. If you read it in details, they were not authentic. It was not going to bring any substantive change to the
George. You have a caller. To accept the call, press 1.
Right.
So it was not genuine. If you bring genuine bills to the Grenadian people as it relates to constitutional reform, Grenadians will accept it. The Grenadian population is at a place now where they're in tune, they're educated, they're following current affairs keenly.
Right.
So look, George, you can't get everybody on your side, my brother. And if the NDC believes that they're going to get everybody on their side, they're in problems. Junior, I am considered to be very controversial.
Yes.
Junior, I was attacked from left to right. The NNP people say all kind of things about me. There are even those within NDC who, when we started the reform process, they were angry, they were blue, and they never understand the bigger picture. But still, we forged ahead. I still forge ahead, understanding the plan and what we want to achieve. But we never did it with all these people. No, you can't get all these people on your side. In fact, if Kem Jones run for a constituency, Junior, with 6,000 people in that constituency, Junior, all I need to win and win and win over and over again is 3,100%.
Yes.
In fact, if I get 3,050, that's a bonus.
But that's not the majority. It's not a simple majority. No, I'm talking about a referendum, Kim. I'm talking about a referendum. I'm talking about making solid change to the Constitution.
Oh, you're actually saying to me that you believe that the NDC going to have a referendum?
No, what I'm saying is that we need the whole of Grenada. Whether, as the Prime Minister said, you cannot transform the country with half of the country, or even more than a little bit than half of the country.
Right.
I agree with the Prime Minister. You agree with the Prime Minister.
Yes.
So how do we start the process of mending, understanding that it cannot be a state of NDC and NNP
But
instead.
that will always be, Junior. That would never change. That would never change. We could hide or we could play bright and say that would change. That would never change. You believe that will change, Junior? In fact, to transform, we don't need to change the constitution. There is no need for constitutional reform to actually effect change in the country. We can do so many other things to change the course of things. Here it is, Junior.
How do we remove the Queen? How do we remove the Queen as head of state?
Well, let me tell you this. You remove the Queen, you ain't remove the Queen, brother. Somebody could be there in a ceremonial position.
Right. But
And
people are clamoring, Grenadians particularly.
Governor General, all this stupidness, but at the end of the day, same ceremonial.
Yeah.
Anyway, look at it, eh? Right. Anyways, look, Junior, for the last 10 years, and that is a sober piece I want to give you. For the last, you have a caller?
I think I have a call. Hold on, Kim. Hold on. Hold your thought. Caller, you live? Are you hearing me?
Yes.
Okay, caller. Yeah, you gotta go. Okay, go ahead, caller. Go ahead, speak.
Yeah, the prime minister won election, and it is his job to bring the country together.
Right.
That's his job, to unite the people. Right. So what Ken Jones saying about it can't happen? Listen, when people vote, you have swing voters. You have voters that in other words, let me tell you, you have die-hard NDC. No matter what NDC do, in their eyes is right or wrong. You have NNP too, that no matter what NNP do, they're right. And in the middle, you have swing voters. You may not get everybody to come along with him, but at least if you get 75 or 85% of the population to unite, it could make a big difference. And Ken Jones have the media house, media thing. He could help instead of criticizing this, criticizing that. You could help Ken Jones.
Caller, you're calling from the United States of America?
Okay, hold on. He can't hear you. He can't hear you. So you got to
overseas?
Yeah. Okay, caller. So listen to Kim respond on the live, right? Because I'm having some problem with the line. Yeah, Kim, go ahead.
Junior, he's calling from overseas.
Now he called his number coming from Grenada, I think.
Oh, he's calling from Grenada?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I thought he was calling from overseas because it seems as though he's listening to CNN and Fox News quite often, right? Swing voters and all these kind of nice terminologies. But nevertheless, caller, let me tell you this, my brother, and I won't get back to the point I was making, Junior. Let me say to this caller, my brother, and I laugh again. The reason I'm doing so is because it sounds nice. In fact, I could bring up my point now. For the last 10 years, we have had competent, qualified Grenadians. But because the NNP deemed them as NDC supporters, they were locked out from promotions and opportunities. We saw police officers who have first degrees and second degrees still private constables or corporals. We saw prison officers who did extra training, but they did not get ranked because they deemed them as NDC. You saw a similar thing within the health sector, within the ministries, the PSCs, and just name it. The NNP was promoting people who align themselves to them. So tell me this. You're saying to me all of a sudden, well, let's come together, let's forget about that and remain where we are? The people who are locked out, who are even under the table waiting for the scrums and never even get the scrums? What you actually saying to me? All of a sudden, you want to preach to me, right? Tell me that it's about coming together and uniting and building and moving forward. But we have been left out, Junior, for 10 years.
Yes.
Knocking on the door of opportunity, we never get it. And that language was never used in the past, not because Deacon spoke about it now, but we have heard over and over the same thing, but they never did in terms of the NNP and specifically, because I know of the amount of Grenadians who have qualification for positions. No, they never get it. Get what? Right. In fact, from the little road work, they give the NNP folks over and over the contract, over and over the supervisor work. And right now, the NDC saying, well, I give you, you have a little fortnight here. And they say, nah, I don't working on no NDC contractor or no NDC supervisor. And you can go on and on. I'm simply saying, let's level the playing field first.
Yes.
Let's get equity first.
Yes.
Because in all those positions, the agents of the NNP, and I'm being very frank, they are in charge. They have all the big positions. How they get it? In some cases, they skip rank. They move one from superintendent straight to deputy commissioner of police.
Right.
Acting deputy. You see, they remove one from the immigration department, junior, who just got awards from, I think it's the UN. You can help me on that. And the minute time the individual and his team got that award, they move him. And who they put? They put the brother of another minister within the NNP. I'm simply saying, brother, this talk sounds nice. Watch me. I'm impressed. But at the end of the day, let's level the playing field first.
Right.
Because, Junior, I say to a friend, if I have my children and they're hungry, and I have little things to feed them, don't expect me to leave them hungry and go and feed my neighbor's children and my friend's children and leave me pikini and them looking for milk, bread, or whatever to eat. Let's level the playing field. We need equity. That's what we need.
Kim, I agree with you. I agree with you, you know. I agree that we need to level the playing field. I agree that what was done by the former administration, if that what was done by the former administration is wrong, it's incorrect. It should never happen.
Let's right the wrong now.
That's right. So that's where we at, Kim. That's where we at. That's where we at.
Let's right the wrong.
Let's right the wrong. Let's right the wrong. Let's right the wrong.
I think that is what needs to be done.
So that's where I say that the Prime Minister, and I endorsed what the Prime Minister said.
I endorse it too.
Right. So let us come together.
I think but the difference here lies in the approach.
Okay.
Right? How we see the coming together, the evolution and the transformation. Right? Because you cannot tell me if I am a first degree holder or a second degree holder in the police force, for example, and I'm still a private constable or a corporal, and the folks who are above me, they have no degree, no second degree, whatever. Yes, we all have an experience. They might have a little more than me, but they are super, they're ACP, and I do my exam, I pass it over and over, but because I'm NDC or they align me to NDC and I can't get the promotion, you're saying to me, no, let's come together, let's unite and move forward. But they're up there. Let's level the playing field.
That's it.
The minister spoke about merit and so on and so forth. Let's level the playing field.
Yes.
Let's go up. Let's make everybody sit on the table happy, right?
Yeah.
And I think that is what is required. In fact, today, and without taking all your time.
Hold on one second. Go ahead, Kim. Go ahead.
Right. Without taking all your time, somebody said to me, say, Kem Jones, I was in St. George's, a good NNP friend of mine. Kem Jones, you don't see by my party losing and still in power. I said, what do you mean by that? He said, you see a big contract and finishing a school and have people working with me and I still eating our food. He said, you could run your mouth until thy kingdom come. The contract already signed. He said the contract was signed 3 days before the election. So how could we level the playing field? How could we come together when these people are thinking in that light? 3 days before the election,
right.
They signed a contract and they lost. And this man has a contract for almost $1.3 million.
Let's take a call. Let's take this call. Caller, you live? Where are you calling us from?
Hey, Junior, good night.
Hey, good night, caller. Go right ahead.
Yeah, calling from Grenada.
Yeah, can you hear me, the caller?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, go ahead, caller.
Yes, that word of coming together, I didn't think that will work. Junior, if you remember when Ivan struck Grenada in 2004, the 7th of September, the opposition, which was the NDC, was asking the Prime Minister, let us come together and work for the interests of Grenada. And his words were this: in the midst of all the chaos, 99% of the infrastructure was broken down. And the Prime Minister of his words in them days is that 2 male crab can live in one hole. And he have a slogan that will say, come together and work together, me foot. And Peter David knows that. Yes, so all this is on the records, Junior. So, Junior, we're coming together. The mentality of the NNP must be changed. And that is so correct.
Yes.
Because even now, some of them I remember in 2008 election, some of them are referring to the opposition leaders, their prime minister still. So there must be that mentality, and the education process must continue. We wouldn't see that now. Look at how Kate Lewis and Emlyn Pierre behaved the night of the election. They got to come. We're going to give them pressure. We're going to give them pressure today. She was not in parliament today.
Yeah, I know. She wasn't in there today. Emlyn Pierre was not there today. She was another missing.
Not only
she was
that,
missing as
but
well.
look at Kate Lewis. Say they have to come to me. They have to come to me. And the list goes on. So Junior, we're talking about coming together and work together. The mentality. And
Right.
Junior, after you living in a grandmother house for many, many years, and if she build a new house, it's hard for her to leave the whole house to go to the new one.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But here is, yeah. Thank you, caller. And I get that. I get that. I understand. I understand Kim's position, Olivia's position. But here's my position, Kim. Because we had this discussion as it relates to making big steps for our country, for making not baby steps. After the, Queen Elizabeth died, everybody spoke about, yeah, we need to move away from the Queen. We need to do away with the Queen. That was the sentiment that was echoed. Right? We need to get rid of that thing and the Governor General and all of this stuff. Everybody talking about it. But do you know, and I'm sure a lot of people know, and Kim know it as well, everybody knows it, in order to do that, it has to go into a referendum. And a referendum would not be successful if everybody in NDC say, okay, we're going for it, and everybody in NNP say they're not going for it. In order for a referendum to be successful, as we had on the program here when we spoke to Ruggles Ferguson, who's an attorney, you need 67% of the electorate, 2/3 of the electorate. NNP don't have all that majority, NDC don't have all the majority by themselves. So under that, in order to transform the country, you need not half of the population, you need a bigger chunk of the population in order to transform. So when the Prime Minister said that, I get it, I understand it. But Kim, at the same time, I understand what you're saying. But we can't start to right the wrong by doing the same thing that was done when the wrong was done. If you understand what I'm saying.
But Junior, to level the playing field, sometimes you have to consider some of the strategies, techniques that the other party implemented or did to make their people prosperous or bring their people where they're today.
Mm-hmm.
They are a segment of the population who is very, very wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
They supported the NNP, they were front and center, and they do certain things, and they are very, very wealthy. And you have a lot of people who are extremely poor. So people who are prominent, who have a decent job, a decent salary, and that kind of thing.
Right.
And they're said to be following NNP. But the question is, what's about the others? They have been locked out and left out. So you have to bring people up to that par, up to that level before you could actually see genuine change and genuine allegiance to a certain, agenda or a certain direction. I am simply saying, brother, all these things sound nice. What you're saying, huh? Trust me, sounds really nice. Constitutional reform and going to this and do that, and it's nice. But right now, Junior, if you go down on the ground, it's bread and butter.
Yeah,
bread and butter. People are concerned about.
You're
That's
right.
what people are concerned about.
Let's jump on the phone line. Let's jump on the phone line really
Generally,
quick again. Hold on, Kim. Let me just jump to the phone line real quick. That person calling straight. Caller, like where you calling us from? Hello?
Good night, Junior.
Yeah, go right ahead, caller.
Good night, Junior. I fully agree with Mr. Jones in what he said. It is not going to happen overnight. The mentality of the people needs to change. There are people that are very personal-minded. And if that doesn't change, then Grenada would never move forward. All how we could talk about, we go jump up together and we go whatever together, it's not going to happen like that. You have to start from the foundation. You have to right the wrongs that were done for Grenada to move forward. Okay?
All right. Thank you,
so
caller.
That is just my piece on it. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I think we're saying the same thing.
Yeah. No, I agree. And you see, Junior, people know fully well what happened in the last 10 years. I can tell you, my brother, of a certain family, and I could bring you there when you come to Grenada because you're always in Grenada. I can bring you there. A certain family who was working in a constituency office with the NNP. right? And we couldn't differentiate whether it's NNP or NDC office, or whether it's a constituency office, government office. We just don't know. A party office anyways, that family of 3 built a massive structure, right? With taxpayers, blocks, cement, everything else, gravel, blah, blah, blah. We can go on and on. You see the house. 3 people living in the house, husband, wife, and child, right? But if you go in that house and you look in the window, this side and that side, you see extreme poverty. People who house linen, with this little studs and pole, this little wood thing. But they don't care. And I remember vividly, and the lady died, may her soul rest in peace. I hope there's a place somewhere that will accept her. She said to me, it's about me and my family. It's about she and she family. Right? They come first. And she did all in her power to enrich, to move up. And she forgot about the people next door. So there are people who wanted the crumbs from the table. They can't get. So you're saying to me, okay, now you have your big house, mighty as can be, and you want me and my neighbor, my friend, my cousin, and my people around who couldn't get anything for 10 years, right? Supported the NDC and you block us out. No,
Junior.
it's easy for us to get some little cement and steel and blocks and whatever to build some nice columns and put the house on footing and repair and so on. So you're saying to me, well, forget about that, let's come together? I mean, I'm confused. Let us level the playing field first.
Right.
Let it be almost like you.
Let's take this caller. Caller, live. Where are you calling us from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Grenada.
Go right ahead, Grenada.
I would want to, Kem, say to you, you have to temper your comments as it relates to some of the things that you are saying.
He's passionate.
Yeah, I know. Passionate. But I'm also passionate as he is.
Right.
I am an NDC member and supporter. So some of the things that Kem is saying is not that some of the information is not correct. They are correct. However, the point that you are making, Junior, is very critical. We need to come together as a people. I made some comments on the chat, but it was not reflected in your comments. Let me say that. I know that some people say that NNP is a mindset, and that is true, but not for everybody. And I can guarantee you, not the 28,000 plus persons who have voted for the NNP are hardcore NNP. They are not. A lot of them is because of the what I would say, you are there?
Yeah, I'm here.
It's because of what they've been getting. It's because of what they're getting, they support NNP.
Right.
So it's let me tell you something. If I am getting certain things coming to me because of our people, so I would not want to give it away. And a lot of us have become so selfish. That is why a lot of people have been driven to the NNP. A lot of those persons and them have been driven to the NNP because of selfishness. They think of themselves alone and not thinking about other persons. That is the main criteria. But I'll tell you something. This man they call Deacon Mitchell will change that.
Yeah. Yes.
Today is the 29th of September, 2022. That man they call Deacon Mitchell will change that. We have started getting the notices already from the parliament today, from him. The trajectory he will be taking, the line he will be taking, the course of action he will be taking to deal with that.
Yes.
One of them that Kem have to consider is the position of the Prime Minister to give every MP a stated amount to take care of the constituency which they were voted in as MPs.
Yes.
I've always advocated for something like that. And let me tell you something. That is why I could have never supported the NNP. Because you had someone with the knowledge as Kit Mitchell, and he never saw it fit. He never took those suggestions on board.
Yeah.
so that every member of parliament, because the people voted you there.
Yeah. Caller, please, I want to rush you. I want to rush you, but just wrap up your comment quick because we have about 10 more minutes and then we have to wrap up.
You know, yeah, okay, I understand.
Yeah.
But I want to say to Kim, I'm of the humblest opinion that with the workings of the government, I support you in the special prosecutor to deal with those investigations. And as those investigations come out and people are dealt with accordingly, and with what the government is doing, people's mindset will change. They will not have a choice. They cannot continue on the trajectory that they have been going on. And so that is why I made the comment, Kim, to you, which I know you and you know me. I think we need to temper it a bit, because it is like you want to put out lime to catch flies. You have to put out, it may not be all that honey, but it cannot be lime. Thank you.
All right, caller. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank Danley Alexis for his contribution. You know, I'm always in tune with nearly all talk show programs in Grenada. I know nearly all voices in the country. That is why I am who I am. Right? So I want to thank Danley, and I wish him all the best. You know, he's a nice shanty mill guy. He's a decent gentleman. But he's my good friend too. Danley's my good partner. But let me say this. The Honorable Deacon Mitchell, he's a nice guy. I like him. I love him. He's our beloved Prime Minister. But I can tell you, Danley, I will not give those opposition members of parliament any money whatsoever. Any money. Zero. To do what? What they have to do? Government must do what they're supposed to do. I'm not giving them any money. To empower who? Huh? I'm not going to sell guns for Indians, brother. That's my position. Again, I respect his position or your position. But I'm not going to give who Emlyn Pay, who Delma, who Kate, who Keith, and these people, give them what? Equal of what? They're not equal. They are not equal. They're opposition and you're government. You won, you're in charge. It's simple like that. I would not give them nothing.
But you see how you have a passionate point. And
I didn't hear you, Junior.
I see just like how you have a passionate point about it.
No, I respect his opinion, you know.
Yeah, and that is maturity. You see that kind of maturity. You see that kind of maturity in the conversation.
I'm stating my position.
Right.
I respect his position. And look, we all love the Honorable Prime Minister, but I'm saying I am not going to give them 1 cent. They don't need to get it. They're not equals in this business. They're opposition. Let them stay there. I'm not going to give them any money whatsoever. Go and find money. Go and raise funds. What they have to do in the constituency that the government would not do? Utter rubbish. Give them what? I'm not going to give them anything. It is simple like that. But nevertheless, I am saying, Junior, I am not out here to play nice. I have lived it, and I know what I'm talking about. We, the majority, and I've always maintained that, have been knocking on the door of opportunity for many, many years. But we're not getting in. They block us. They say you're not going to get in. But hello. You're saying to me that we got left out for 10 years and we go catch up in what? 3 months? 4 months? 5 months? Huh? I want to know it. I want people to tell me, you know. We have been locked out for 10 years, knocking for opportunity. And we will catch up in 1 month, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months.
It takes
we will
time.
come together and we'll sit at the same table. We know equals.
It takes time. It takes time. It takes time.
So let us level the playing field first now.
Yes.
Let us fix the public service and the people who they spite and victimize, did not promote, did not give the kind of opportunities to. Let us give them now. Right? The people in the Royal Grenada Police Force, though they qualified, competent, doing all the work. Yeah, they didn't get the rank and so on. Let us give them now. Let's give them the prison and the nursing fraternity, you know, health and so on. Let's give them the opportunity now. Let's level the playing field, man. We have seen some folks, they eat, some of them, they belly bust. And they don't care. They just eat and they don't care about us. I'm simply saying it sounds nice. Eventually, we go unite, we will come together. But first, we must level the playing field. And that's what I'm here, you know, Junior. If it was not for that, I would have packed my bag and leave that damn thing already, and excuse my language, and I would have gone. I finished the mission over, I gone. But I am here to make sure that we consolidate on the gains. Not only that we level the playing field.
Got you.
Because I know the amount of people who have been knocking, and saying, but wait, you tell me to go and get a first degree, I get it. You tell me to go and get a second degree, I get it. You tell me to train and train. Today I met a young lady, Junior. She has a master's degree. And do you know what she is? She's an Imani trainee for the last 8 years. The last 8 years, Junior. I'm not making this thing up. I could bring you to her. A master's degree for the last 8 years? Tell me, because they deem her as an NDC family, she can't get no opportunity? She apply. What you telling me? So you are saying to that person now, well, let's come together, man. And she see people who say they have a doctorate in clinical psychology, although you can't find where they get it. She see these people up and down the place getting big salary, and she has a master's degree in clinical psychology, and she can't get nowhere. Huh? And then you have this individual coming on the TV and saying, well, doing press conference, and they feature him in the media. Him or her, why is a woman or a man? Some kind of person that was on the media only recently. But I'm saying that to say to you, what would you say to that person, Junior? Level the playing field first.
Yeah, no, I am not saying that you shouldn't level the playing field, but I am big on, and I've always big on finding equal ground where we could come together. That has always been my core. You know, how we could come together as a people. It may take time. It would obviously take time. I'll tell you a quick story, Kim. During the election, you know, I was in Grenada.
Right.
And after I did the poll, and because this poll, this time around, was kind of swaying towards NDC.
Right.
Last poll was swaying towards NNP. So I was on the ground in Grenada, and a lot of people refer to me as, oh, this is the guy, yeah, you support, you're a big NDC supporter or what have you. I say, listen, I'm a media company. If NNP come and they say they have money to spend on my platform, they run in the ads on the platform. If NDC come, I run in the spot on the platform. NNP never came and run any ads on my platform. I tell you guys, so listen, we are all Grenadians, we are Grenadians. Come to, let's just forget about that. I said, come, let's take a selfie, take a hug, you know, forget about that. The man pushed me away. Push me away. You big NDC go so. Right? I'm telling you. So Kim, after the whole thing now, the man, we having conversations and stuff like that now. And I say, boy, look at this. Me and the man used to be boys. Me and I help other man in so much situations. Because of politics, you put this between us. No, that animosity between us ain't gonna just go away so. The way how he treat me and the way how he came across and that kind of brashness, that ain't gonna just go away so. It go take a little time before I could actually say to but you know, we put that beside us. So I understand everything takes time, including my relationship with a lot of people over election time. That takes time. But at the end of the day, the ultimate goal came. Whether it takes 2 years, the ultimate goal, and I'm sure in your core, you cannot deny the fact, the ultimate goal is to see how we could come together.
Well, Junior, if I am sleeping in a room with an NNP supporter, I'm not closing my eyes.
Okay.
If I'm eating, I'm not turning my back with an NNP hardcore supporter. That's Kim Jones, and I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Because NNP supporters, they have two faces.
George, you have a caller. To accept the call, press 1. For more options.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope it was not Keith Mitchell calling you there. NNP supporters, they have two faces.
George, you have a caller.
Caller, hold on. That will be the last caller.
Go ahead.
Yeah, hold on. Let me put him on. That's the last caller. Caller, you the final caller for the night. Go ahead. Hello? Hey.
I would like you to give me a call.
Okay. I'll call you after the program, all right?
Yeah. All right.
Right.
So, Junior,
Yeah.
I was saying, if I am in a room with NNP supporters, I'm not closing my eyes. I sleep with my eyes open. If I'm in an area with NNP folks where food is concerned, I'm not turning my back, sticking my eye on the plate. In fact, I don't want them to bring any food for me. I go in and I stand up in the line to make sure that everybody eating from the place where the food is being distributed. No takeaway, no come in and serve me. Because I know that the NNP supporters generally, they have two faces. Two. And that's what it is. I saw with my own eyes, Junior George, how they crucified Tillman Thomas, who stood for transparency, accountability, good governance, strengthening of institution. He was a soldier for Christ. They crucify him on the streets. And if you believe that they have changed, you're joking. They gave NNP thereafter 2 consecutive elections, 15. How much 15s are tired with 15 so? You understand the point? And hello, we're talking about NNP being brutal to public officers, to institutions, to everybody. But they gave them 15. But are you saying to me that the formula the NNP used was not successful? I beg to differ. What they did in the first 3 terms was successful. You could say what you want about this individual. I don't even want to call his name. You appear in the code, they should have just keep him there. I'm saying to you, he won 3 consecutive terms when they call him the biggest dictator in the Caribbean, de facto dictator, and he doing this and he teacher this and all kind of public officers. He changed this, he switched this, right? He got 3 terms. He came back, right? When they crucified Tillman Thomas, not on a cross, and they crucified him in the streets because he was a soldier for Christ. He came back and he won 2 consecutive terms using the same formula. So what you telling me? Huh? What you telling me? So you're saying to me that we go change it now? We go use a different formula? What that formula is a 1 term? No. We want 10 terms, 4 terms, 5 terms. We want more than 1 term. So they cry. But at the end of the day, Junior,
yes,
I want to say to you, right? You gotta dance a yard before you dance abroad.
Yeah, that.
At the end of it all, I shall not leave my Pekingese, not just Pekingese, we got to. My Pekingese, hungry, crying, starving, want food, and take the liquor that I have and bring it by my neighbor because I want to play nice. Or bring it by my friend because I want to play nice. Right? And feed them and leave mine hungry. But I want to end because I realize something in the background saying something there. I want to end on this note, my brother. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And you can find that in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Let me repeat. Faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. I'm going to church Sunday coming at a particular individual church in St. Andrew. And I want to sit right up in the front because I want to eyeball that woman of the cloth because I'm going to see Miss Faith. Thank you, Junior. Have a wonderful.
We go talk. You're good. And it's always good to have this conversation, Kim. It's always good. We learn so much. Although sometimes it might seem like we have this heated back and forth. Me and Kim is one person. You never go have this heated back and forth against each other.
Julia, I want to thank you very much for being a good friend, a good soldier.
Yeah,
At
man.
the end of the day, many people don't know your generosity, your kindness. You know, if I have a little technical glitch here, you're the man at the score. And sometimes it's good to give a man flaws, you know.
Hey.
But if you're going down, you're young, you understand? you're just a good soldier who, you know, you like to help, you like to assist, and you do it for free. Right? You're my boy, you know. Then you come to Grenada. Again.
We're not a glass.
Let's not drink, maybe a juicy cool or something.
Yeah, juicy cool.
You're not drinking any wine on your program because your audience go say, well, Kem Jones drinking too much your wine. Look as he tips here, you know. Nah, I'm drinking water.
A juicy cool. You got a juicy cool. By the way,
follow the comments and so on. You know when you're on, and you know you're doing an excellent job, Junior. Keep doing what you're doing. I believe in you. You're a good.
Make up yourself, my brother. We keep it up. All right, man. And you come on in 20 minutes over on the Eagle's Eye. Check him out.
Yes,
drink the water, Kim. Drink the water. Save up that voice. So check out Kim at with the next 18 minutes. Yeah? We have a lot to talk about, right? Anyway, guys, let's take a quick commercial break and we'll be right back.
NDC Florida chapter launch Saturday, October 15th, 2022 from 8 p.m. to 12 midnight. Dress code semi-formal. Music by DJ Chris and DJ Dre. It's all going down at Sing's Roti Delight, 4301 North State Road 7, Lauderdale Lakes, Florida 33319. There's going to be a buffet dinner, a cash bar, and a representative from the NDC Party of Grenada will be present. Join us. It's just a $50 donation. Don't forget to RSVP 718-986-3901 or 203-984-8738. See you there.
Grenadian products are now only a mouse click away at grenadamarket.com. Nutmeg and guava jams, jellies and the syrups, world famous nutmeg pain relief spray, black sage, soursop, lemongrass, and bois bande bar. Ordering is simple and friendly. All major credit cards accepted. Safe, secure shopping guaranteed. grenadamarket.com ships your product anywhere in the world. So when you can't go to the island, the products off the island can be sent to you. Just log on to www.grenadamarket.com and experience our quick delivery and homely service.
Again, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of our program today. We'll be back tomorrow. And tomorrow, we will be a special trivia lineup for you guys. Yeah? Forget about all this drama that you had for the whole week. Tomorrow, no drama on a Friday. So trivia on a Friday, live at 6 p.m. Come and play, guys. Come and play and have some fun. Music, trivia, real vibes. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of our program. As always, we appreciate you. On behalf of all our production team here at Ride Along, our senior executive producer, Lois JJ, our moderators, we have Kibbs, Gail Charles, and Deanne Fraser. We say, ciao, good night, peace out, have a good one.